Hello, my name is Lloyd Mono, and my first deep learning question relates to the article Proceed with Caution, and in particular, the wedding payoff. And the question states, if you were a vice president and the director you hired came back from his wedding and tell you that two of the epidemiologists he hired were at the wedding and they each and they each gave him $2,000, how would you respond? My response here would be, I first of all want to find out how what procedure was followed for these two epidemiologists to be hired. Were they hired on merit? Were they hired on merit? Did they have the experience required for them to get this job? Were they the best suited candidate for this job? Because there's a relationship with the director that we've hired. We would want to find out how these people were hired, because and then again we also want to get to the details of finding out what amount is acceptable within our organization as a gift. If 2000 is not acceptable as a gift, then we'll have to question, because it may be a kickback for these two epidemiologists being given these jobs. But we can't make this conclusion unless we find out these two. How were these two epidemiologists hired? Were they the best suited candidates? Were they the only highly qualified epidemiologists in the interviews that were conducted? And also want to find out what amount is considered to be a gift, and what amount, if exceeded the amount that is considered to be a gift, then that could be a bribe. So it's a situation that has to first of all answer the two questions, and once we have the details to these two questions, that's when we can proceed with questioning further the director that we hired. That is for those are my answers for question number 1. Question number 2 is turning the blind eye. Okay, turning the blind eye. And the question states, you are the head of the internal audit for a large company. Your company recently passed an external audit, but you discover that one of the company's units didn't segregate certain accounting duties as required by federal law for compliance. When you ask the unit manager why, he says that he was following specific instructions from the CEO. It is technically not required of you to report this incident since the company passed the external audit. You are now, you know that not doing so would upset the CEO. It would certainly put him in hot seat, not to mention you'd get fired. What would you do? So if I'm the head of the internal audit, the company already qualified, it passed the external audit, and I'm the head of the internal audit team. And the issue here is that we are looking at federal law compliance. There's the law that we have to comply to, and we are not complying. We abrogated the law, in short. So, and this is an instruction that came from the CEO. And being part of the internal audit tells me that I have to be a qualified accountant. And to be accredited accountancy accredit qualifications, you have to be a member of a chartered an institute, chartered certified accountant. And for you to be a member of that institution, you have to comply to certain standards in your performance. So then I want to maintain my standard in my performance, and I am legally obliged to question the CEO. What exactly happened? What exactly transpired? We are not reporting outside, but we have to make it clear to the CEO that a federal law has been abrogated. What exactly happened? Because in as much as I stand, there's a risk of me being fired, but there's also a risk of my qualifications being taken away from me if the the organization that I affiliate to as an accountant discovers that I'm abrogating the law. So for me to stay compliant, I have to ask the CEO. There has to be an explanation to that. And once I have an explanation to that, then I can pick it up from there. Is there consistency in this behavior? If this behavior is consistent, then I might as well consider resigning from the position. Thank you.